into the action here, aren't we?
Oh
Straight into the battle. Quick Esports going to be taking on the Ultimates on Elios, starting here on Lighthouse as the battle begins to rage. I gotta say, after Quick Esports had that, absolute barn burner of a match with the EMEA #1 seeded VP, last week, no one really knows where to place this qualification team. I suppose that's exactly what we're going to be finding out now as we start on, of course, the Zyja piloting that fresh hero. The Freya has been so powerful all the time, whereas Kev's actually the Sombra.
Yeah, I was looking forward to maybe seeing a mirror come through, but right now, the Ultimates on the Sombra come, finding the first pick against them. Kai gets caught out there by Willis, but that's a pretty big trade. Yeah, Kev's still on this Sombra. We've seen it kind of come more into fruition. Willis trying to get a baby kill, might even do it on Twilight. Misses the sleep.
Oh!
They get it with the and the remake. Oh my goodness, that's the start of a quick move to really get things woken up there and nail the Heesung as well. Heesung on this hazard as well. Not picking up is particularly Korean, to be honest, but doesn't always proving that right either.
I mean, Heesung like low-key only good at Winston, no? Like, not saying he's bad at other heroes, but his Winston is like so much better than all his other heroes. So I think we have to temper our expectation, and Winston is banned out, like, as, for example, it is now.
Oh, yeah.
Also, it's probably just playing for MP. Quick Esports really do want to be going first with this nano boost, because if not, then they will probably be out.
Yeah, thrown out onto Willis, but hacks sleep every season under the sun. There's a wall as well trying to deny him, but still, Heesung is on the ropes, able to live at the...
Oh no, he's missed the wall!
Space taken.
Wait, what? He missed the
what
window!
Oh, no.
You sausage! You absolute muppet!
Many people calling Heesung the new EMEA tank goat. Unfortunately, mountain goat is not that species at the moment. Dip also trying to scale up the sides to get a hit onto the backline. Is Quick are still under pressure, even down Heesung. They're all back in the fray. Toast bomb out there onto Sky. Trades back and forth. Kai with one, Kai with a second as well, trying to make it interesting. Heesung back on the ball now too, changing up, buying enough time with the shields to get Kai alive, and that should be the fight in theory one. No more deeper baby shenanigans, but what, 60% taken aside of Quick here. Strong start.
It's good progress. Obviously, Willis has his day of bloody void. He just gets EMP, rip your mech, nothing you can really do about that. And even though we find the trade from Dip doesn't, stick connecting onto Sky, then honestly, I think Kai has impressed me with what I've seen so far with his own Freya. Great shots coming through. I actually managed to find a great long-range stick with that bowler shot to eliminate Johan. Nice work to get the point back in control of the Ultimates, but plenty of progress left to make up.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, on the Fantasy League, pretty decent amount of points, though. Kai, I think, has a lot to prove, some disappointing performances in the past, but still, one of the top hit scans, and treasured or so for a good reason. Points have come surprisingly easy, though, the of Quick, only with the cost of a single rally. Twilight and Sky rolled back in a small corner, had to take a retake, probably with a nano boost of their own. Nade, I'm not sure the connection is there, but the bowler shot is good. Both supports, though, double nano on the backline, though, makes them borderline immortal. They're the one taking lives instead, as Dip becomes the recipient of that. Still, though, Quick are getting progress off this. Nano boost invest in the Willows as well. Johan thinks it's winnable, but I think he may be trying to play to save his own life with the double nano boost there, but not able to do so. Still, this will be 99 surely by the point that...
I'm not quite sure you have double nano at this one, because at least I didn't see it come through.
I think Twilight had it, right?
No, Twilight definitely didn't have it. He was like 30 HP when he pops it, and like...
Oh!
Yeah, I don't think they're there yet.
It was
unless I'm just like losing my mind. I'm just losing my mind, Okay, you're at 99.99, but Ultimates can go first with 3, almost 4 Ultimates. You probably have to, to take this one in the GT for Quick Esports.
I mean, maybe Dip can throw a pulse bomb and maybe try and force an extra ult there, but already recall force. So much less resources to work with here. Willis hacked up as well. They're the EMP force. That's basically a win for Quick to take such a key ultimate off the board. A second one will be good, but actually trading the Ana there for tank is rough, but it's not all too bad. They do get other mines though by pressing themselves onto the point. So 2 for 0 ults, and they can come back now with an ult advantage of their own. I say that though, Sky will still have a rally coming up. Dip finds one, so I find second. This isn't over yet. Or is it?
I think it is over, but it's been, more awkward than the Ultimates would have wanted. They get the EMP and the mines out both, means Cart is going to... Oh, you need to be sticking those Dip. Sky survives with an absolute hair. And now we get into what could be the final battle.
Yeah, they're not getting a rally on point. Zidra has to come up huge with the bowler shot here, hopefully finding more connections than his partner in crime. Fling sight set on Johan in the back, and Kai's been down by Willis though. This Diva is so good at hunting him down. That Suki falls though to Heesung. Zidra finds the kill, but the virus might take him out from the grave, and it will. He can't unleash the bowler shot in time. Still some trades coming through though. He will take out Kevster. Johan sleeps. Heesung. He has nano building up there. Surely has double nano by now. He just has to get it online. Dreamless on the point for ultimates. He's actually barely not in time. And now it's all on the bomb from Willis to keep himself up. And Nano on the point for Sky as well. Makes it almost impossible for anyone to survive. Much the baby Diva, but he will barely get the rematch. Cannot buy any kind of time. Zidra's bowler shot has a flesh wound there, but needs to be so much more. Natsuki gets back, has the rally. Can he live this through to get something? He finds one, but he's still down two, and Kevster's cleaning up on the Sombra. The old Wave versus the old Titans, and unfortunately, just barely, the Ultimates scrapped their way through to a round 1 victory.
Scrap is definitely the right word for it, because that was obviously pretty messy. Obviously, the game plan here from the Ultimate seems to be very much focused on making sure Willis isn't allowed to play the game, where they've identified him as maybe a weakness to be exploited, or a threat factor. I think are more likely to be shut down than this Sombra Freya. Significantly restricts what he's able to get done, especially on this Diva, right? He's constantly being EMP'd, constantly being hacked, and still able to get some pretty decent stats through. I think we are just seeing, Natsuki, Zaidra, the ones who are really struggling. 7 deaths, not ideal after what can't have been more than 5 minutes of play. Okay, things a little bit different here on Ruins. Longer sight lines, a bit easier for your Freyas generally to find value. That might end up favoring the Ultimates, especially with the Sombra to control this hack, as we see hacks out here. Either way, though, maybe a fresh slate is going to be strong for Quick.
Yeah, and it was still pretty close. I think if Dip hits the post, a few more ult grades go their way. They do end up taking that fight. But Willis already on the back for Hitter's Ball. I think a pretty damn annoying thing into this comp, especially compared to the Hazard. At least in how easy the Diva shut down. But Diva not even trying to kill the back line. Natsuki will fall, but Willis will get straight onto Kai. I think that surely favourable to the side of Quick, but it does mean that poor old Juno left alone, only with the defense they try and keep them up. Heesung though, they're able to confirm that kill. Quick should be a little bit in the driver's seat. They do force out the teleport, but the hack is good. So much pressure out onto Willis from Kevster here. He's only building up to 70% to an EMP here, and still no point unlock across the board. And the anti on top as well. Again, they tried Kevster, but they lose Willis' neck in the process.
I mean, it's just so many resources going into Willis. He's just not allowed to play. And honestly, I think that trade we started off with a break for the Freya, right? It ends up being whichever tank can find more value in that fight. They're the team who's going to win things out. In that engagement appeared to be the Ultimates. Maybe things change a little bit later on into the map as Heesung attempts to scale, will be battled back by the Diva. So Quick Esports mostly praying that a boulder shot from Zaidra can connect. The Ultimate's still working on ties.
Yeah, that EMP nano combo is going to be dastardly though, and Heesung just needs so much less resources to make the same impact that Willis is. EMP comes out, only hits onto one. No kill to come through. In fact, maybe in a Kane Chester, but no, that cleanse effect will keep him alive. Kai nano boosts it up, takes out Zidra all on his own team, but the pulse on is good. They're still down one though, and make that 2-3 even in a second. As again, it's Willis that dies. He will trade in the baby form out on Twilight, but no point for it to come through. That's a rough one. I mean, you only invest the bowler shot, you get EMP nano boost out, so maybe you're happy with that.
I don't
it still stinks.
Trade, but I would like to just be winning. A lot of things can go wrong there. I mean, you look at the support charge, we're incredibly close to either of those. If we even had the self-destruct to use that as a turn, we could be, in a better position at least, but it feels like the Ultimates just had better ults, so we're able to convert there. This time, though, that's not the case, and so maybe just an orbital raid fight is exactly what the Dogs order for Quick.
Yeah, they're trying to clear out this space again. Willis just hacked up permanently in the first of all. The Twilight of all people rally on the point here. This could really trickle into a final last fight, and Lions will clear them off. They have to try and sustain here, get a proper fight when Dip's back in control. Maybe we'll in with Johan's Ray, but yeah, you might win the battle. There's still a whole war ahead of you, 80% and counting for the Ultimate, and 0 for Quick so far.
Yeah, they've really struggled to get a word in edgeways. Once we made it on to Ruins, the Ultimates comp seems to just work so much better here. Heesung obviously scaled coming through that last fight territory. As you mentioned, they've got to actually get that fight going.
Yeah, well, there's the orbital ray. We'll catch onto Kevster, they're not able to translocate safety in time. You need to win with just the ultimate really to be realistic, but rallies have made that difficult. You have to invest the bomb now as well. Might get a second life from it. Sky, so well known for the flag support, currently balling out on this Brigitte instead. and now it's only left on DPS and quick something around. They have the tools, they have the pulse, and they have the bowler shot. They don't have the Brigitte, they don't have the tank anymore. They will catch up Heesung, but somebody to touch and they can't. All the mobility in the world and still no point pressure to come with it. And Nano Boost in victory lap as well, and that's a 2-0 to start things off here in TU versus Quick Esports.
Indeed. Not the start that you're really looking for. If you're Quick, definitely signs of life, especially in that first control point. But it feels like this isn't a look they've seen before. And to be fair, it's not a look I've seen before either. You know, Winston Sombra, Bull Sombra even. It's a weird one, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so it's going to take them some time to adapt. Now they've got some time to chill for a bit, you know, consult with each other about maybe what the solution is. Then maybe we'll see a better look. But right now, it does seem like an Ultimates who have come to play and are apparently worthy of the laurels that they've earned over their long playing careers.
Yeah, and you kind of have to fill for Quick coming out through relegation. They bull Winston at this level. Not particularly an EMEA classic, to say the least, considering the quality of Winston players we have across the board. Their Winston primals are basically a flashbang a lot of the times. But yeah, this summer we have kind of seen it creep back into the meta with the new perk changes. And I think you might be able to come this better than me, but that spreading virus perk, my first one, I thought wouldn't be too strong, but really the amount we've seen it in, and that being the only change to Sombra's kit, like surely that must be having a major impact. It's just like the stack backline, the fast EMPs. Is that what's kind of kicking you up into the meta, or is that something else?
I don't think Sombra is meta. I literally just think you're playing it so you can shoot tank. Because I imagine that generally you're going to find a lot more neutral value from the tracer. Obviously, you get the pulse picks that come through as well. I do think it's a stronger choice. But especially if you're playing into something that kind of needs your abilities to be up 24/7, like a Diva, the hacks can be incredibly disruptive, right? The amount of times where it is demexed, right? Because he just loses the ability to Matrix or Booster. And so he just has to sit there and just eat, getting shot in the face over and over again. We see it with the EMPs as well. We're not trying to EMP 5 people like we're playing Goats. We EMP the tank, we get pop the mech, and then we convert the advantage. So I do think this is an anti-strat, or at least a TU exclusive strat, and not something we'll expect to see many other teams play.
I think it's also fair to say that like these are probably some of the two most dive-oriented teams in the OWCS section, like considering how normally we're seeing Arissa's. Obviously, Willis is still playing the Diva, the more EMEA style of kind of dive, more brawly elements, as well, that Juno Brig backline. But yeah, there's a lot of different places Quick can take them now. Maybe we see them try and run it back on circuit with the Mercy. That would be a bit of a treat, I think, for all of us. Maybe unless you have Natsuki on your fantasy league team, because Mercy does not help your points. And it will. Circuit Royale is where we are heading to, yeah. So, I mean, if you can beat Virtus Pro on Circuit Royale, you have to imagine that Heesung Sigma is a lot less confident. Overall, the whole team is surely like less built for a Circuit Royale map. So what do you expect to see here coming up on this Circuit Royale pick spectrum?
I mean, obviously the standard that we see is Freya, then Sig, or Ram, basically, whichever you prefer. I actually admit I'm not a crazy knower about Willie's hero pool in terms of which he prefers over the two of them, but I know for a fact that Heesang is going to want to prefer the Ram, and so it's just about probably target banning him there.
Yeah. I mean, as a viewer of the Quick talk with Geo and Willis, I believe, also as you say, you know, someone that's seen Willis a fair bit, it has, I think, definitely been the Ramatra. I think they'll pick, like, they want to play this more brawl-oriented style. Maybe genuinely they bring out the Mercy again for first point. Will TU have a full counter strat against it? Because, like, it was causing some problems. Yes, there's an element of VP underperforming, underestimating their opponents, but still, it's VP on Circuit Royale. This is Ultimates on Circuit Royale. And I think if there's anywhere that Quick want to show that they still can hang with the big dogs, it wasn't a fluke. They have the caliber of player. It's going to be here again. It's going to be with some similar Ram brawl, depending, of course, on those bans.
Of course, yeah. Just waiting for those to come through whilst we deliberate a little bit. I don't know. It feels like Circuit is a map where the bans literally do just tell you exactly how things are going to play out, right? Because it feels like almost always you go for a tank ban so you can play Sig or you can play Ram. Very rarely you see other things. You know, you think back to OWCS Hangzhou where we saw these Zarya mirrors to close things out. A bit of Reinhardt as well, if I'm not much mistaken.
Yeah.
But that's them getting silly goofy. That's them getting just stupid as hell, right? 95% of games are not going to go that way. I guess the only other thing you're gonna ban is like a background ban, like an Ana or a Juno, but not what we're gonna see. Actually, Ramatra coming through, and Illari is the second ban.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we have seen Illari creep back in with more prevalence, like generally because Orisa has been kind of coming back in, well, not full force. Like again, Orisa's not, as in most of the things in this meta, not just locked down, it's still quite fluid, quite open. But Illari generally pairs quite well. Also, just a strong pick on this map. But TU banning out Ramatra wants to show that either, but I mean, it's going to be Sigma, right? Like, there's no real other main picks here. Unless we see Quick go on the Reinhardt, which, again, we saw TM bring out yesterday against Team Pets, but bit of a different matchup. I think TM were quite confident in that win, regardless of their tank pick, to say the least. And yeah, I think that also, unfortunately, for all our Mercy heads out there, does surely remove the Mercy pick, but you can't really play the Sigma to the same degree. With that Mercy, I think you are going to be too worried about getting run over by like a Juno Brig backline.
But hey, unfortunately for Mercy Heads, it's fortunately for me, because I am a hater of that hero. I was in an argument yesterday in ranks because I banned somebody's Mercy. What can I say? I play Lucio. What do you want from me? But no, it's a hero who we don't expect to be touched too much for more than a couple of reasons in organized play. Just doesn't suit the landscape right now, I think, is the diplomatic way of putting it.
Yeah. I can already feel the mob and the pitchforks already poking through our the Twitch chat, I have no doubt. But yeah. And I also, again, with that Ram ban and with the Illari ban as well, most likely, I have to believe, like, this is TU, this is a Sky Twilight backban. You have to expect there will be some double flex support action going on. Maybe a Juno Zen, maybe a Juno Ana, something of a sort. Banning out the Illari removes a lot of that poke damage. But I feel like, Quick banned the Illari first.
Yes.
That's interesting. And Sky is rolling out on Lifeweaver. No.
Oh, it's so funny.
Guys, wrong side.
Weaver's real. Weaver's real, guys.
I saw Ryu Hong taking a map of Zeta on Lifeweaver.
Ryu Hong is like 35 in geriatric, okay?
yeah, but like he used it to take a map of Zeta with Old Ocean.
Okay, well, we'll have to wait and see. Quick Esports are playing something normal, so
yeah,
we'll see. We'll see how these styles clash. I guess Quick Esports are just gonna like win hope because there's I'm not sure even. This is gonna be really weird. That is for absolutely certain though.
I mean, the D.Va pick, like, I'm going to try and get on top of the back line, maybe punish out Kev Sakai, clear those angles, go back and keep walking up. Or did you know Brig, like, you can go heavily. Actually, never mind, I was going to say how the Brig could win a 1v1 and Signal, but Heesung comes out on top this time and he's going to completely slow Quick's roll. But yeah, what a weird matchup. Like, why are they playing Lifeweaver? Just to pull away Heesung and pocket Kevster? Maybe give some more alternate angles for Kai to get some, like, super high shots. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm almost more surprised that Kevs is on the Echo here.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, like, rather than the Pharah, I'd assume you just get more value. I know he's good at this hero, but you don't often get the flags that the hero, I'm not going to say needs to find, but very much likes. If it's just down to the frontline trade, then you'd assume the extra poke, the extra splash in the Pharah is nicer. And as we see there, Twilight obliterated 3 assists on that kill, the entire team, just making absolutely sure that the one-time Vancouver Titan is there.
Oh yeah, I mean, that speed ring is the absolute pedal to the metal. He's falling shortly after. I'm very surprised to imagine that Sky sticks on this pick for any longer. Like,
Get off Weaver! Get off
Weaver! No, they have Tree!
Jojo says a high value ultimate.
He's gonna use Tree to make Dip kill himself on Barrage, and we're all gonna fall to our knees in wonder. Meanwhile, you'll have us Orbital Array, which will just win them a free fight, you know, regardless.
Hey, if Heesung had Flux, he could use that to counter up the Ray. As it stands, we'll see. Okay,
Okay, well...
Okay, cool. So it's a high value pull though, guys.
Right. I mean, Dip also just used Barrage on something, like someone's general postal area. So, like, maybe the ultimate was now been I don't know, their ears have been damaged, so they're going to check them out as spectators or something after that one. But now you can see Ultra trying to get out that left side there. Has to fall back where? Are we? A bit of a strange kite backwards. There's able to raid both support attack and response, and Zitra's on the fall. Dree OP, guys. You heard it here first. Rock goes one, he sang, but quick. No way they win that one. And we do get what? 2 ults out for one. One of those ults is Tree.
You get
so...
3 even. Because you get Flux up as
Oh yeah, Flux as well.
Like, that's not a bad ult trade. You can just like walk in with Rally, and then the ultimates have to get a high value dupe. Because what are you gonna do? Bolo shot the shields? Like,
yeah. I mean, like, unless Kevster just does Kevster things on Echo, which, you know, always a possibility, always a non-zero chance, but Quick should have this one in the bag. Still, what, like 2-3 minutes still?
I mean, they should second point. No, I mean, the ultimates just need to like magic pick somebody. Kai just needs to double vault them. Like, that's the only like real way you consistently have of finding picks. And Triton's already put on notice because Zydra's been pretty strong on this Freya once we went into this map number 2. Good pull, actually, stopped the bashing coming through, but Twilight's dead again.
Yeah, I mean, you do force self-destruct. Like, Kevster copied the Divas. They are genuinely concerned about Kevster doing Kevster things, but unfortunately, he is now reduced to a baby Diva, not able to live up to the legacy of the game Willis has been building on that character so far, but eventually do break through. Twilight has stopped over onto the Brigida, so I have to imagine, maybe pray is a better word, but Sky will be stopping with a Brig instead. Makes sense considering the nature of Quick.
Thank God. Okay, I will say, if we find a hold here from the ultimates, then it's not just because we aren't playing Life Weaver anymore. It is also because this corner is very hard, so we can't be entirely results-based, but Twilight just gets airstruck.
Yeah,
Sombra! Why we got Sombra? What are you doing? Get off that hero.
I think Kevster just genuinely hates Willis. Like, that's the person on this point, right?
Why in God's name is he on Sombra? Go Genji like a normal person. Go Mei.
The ultimates, you know who's coaching them. There's no way normal is going to be there. You know, they have to be the different kid, you know. And they want to dip out, boost off of that far. Oh, that's an interesting bonus shot on the side. But the Flux will be good enough. He's able to deadlift his team just enough. I say that those still fighting trades. Willis still has bomb and he's found 2 picks. Almost make that a third on Twilight. The hack is good, but unfortunately, Sombra just not good enough. It's a 1v1 between. It's literally coughing baby with hydrogen bomb, and what a surprise!
Willis is just the goat, clutching out that fight there. Humongous value from the Diva. The fight being so chaotic makes it so easy for just the raw damage that the fusion cannons present to wipe out the rest of the ultimates. And what a turnaround! A 3-minute time back on Circuit Royale. It is generational.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's already kind of got to be giving a bit of relief, a bit of reprieve to our Quick fans here that, you know, Circuit Royale is not just a fluke. You aren't just beating BP on it, like, out of nowhere. You are still generally... Well, okay, I say that, right? Are you beating Kevster Kai, you know, Twilight, or are you beating Christopher that's put them on Life Weaver? Like, who's the real opponent the Quick are facing? Because it seems to be more the Life Weaver pick than the character, than the, you know, the players themselves. But some kind of pick is going on there.
Yeah, look, Willis is 16-1, just like living life right now.
This kid is just like it's genuinely the summer pick might just be them again underestimating this Quick roster, being like, oh, if we just suppress the bright spot that is Willis in this team, you know, we can punish them. I'm seeing Heesung hover Winston, and I mean, it's a character in this game. He's good at on this map. He is good at Winston.
I'm not sure Winston is good here.
I was gonna see like another case of like is the ultimate the SSG of EU where there's like force Winston. Well,
maybe. I mean, they've got Heesung. Okay, yeah, they're forcing it. Kev is continuing to play the Sombra. Okay, no, they've. What information did they have that's going to make them go back to spawn again? Whatever. Heesung's going to mirror out the Diva. This makes sense, right? Quick have significantly better poke. In exchange, Kevster's ult is better than Dip's, I suppose? I don't know. I don't like this.
I mean, Well, neither does Kevster apparently. He's been very quick to get
Like-
off of this living plane, and Dip will find the pick on that. And I love how the Ultimates, like, they walked out of spawn, they saw that Quick was the exact same comp they played last time, and were like, oh my god, guys, we have to change all 5 characters now because they're playing exactly what we expected, but I don't know what you were playing this Sombra for. Like,
I think this is the quandary of our time, you know, a modern Gordy or not, as it were. Zydra does go down low, but we'll be able to survive at least for now. The hack comes through onto Wheelers, we'll be able to get around the corner, so should be able to regenerate that shield momentarily. Ultimates, at least up to this fresh corner, they've made some sort of stride here.
yeah, and Kai does have the earlier bowler shot, but again, Zid's not getting a chance to build it. Heesung just flying on through, taking out 2 with the melee kills there, which means it's going to be a death bomb for
Damn.
Quick Esports. And yeah, Heesung just finds 3 for that fight with the help of Twilight Speedring. He'll give his life for it, Dip, but a pretty fast first corner fight here, just built off the back of that bowler shot and engagement. And now Dip
How's he
is on
dead
the
again?
Sombra. Kevster's died, but clearly there's something here that
Yeah.
I'm just not seeing. because-
I mean, I was asking around a bit in the meanwhile, and apparently it's because it's easier to shut down the frares. I think that would, you know, make
Okay.
sense. You get the hack, and you can't, you know, just chain bolt people at close range. You just have to use the left click, which isn't that, right? So I see some of the vision there then. See how it's gonna work out because Kevster so far has not been inspirational on it.
Yeah, and you get that major perk as well. It's probably quite nice. There's the orbital ray. Sky, did he just rally jacks? I believe so as well. And
Yeah.
actually gets the better of him. They're just throwing the bowler shot as well. It's dips across the board there. Killing 3 counterparts.
I mean,
Quick
it's
will walk
Dagger.
away.
This is rude.
Wait,
This is
Sky?
bad manners.
Yeah, I mean, it was Rally versus Orbital, so,
Yeah.
you know, expected win, but still a nice one.
Yeah.
Walk away
Yeah.
quick.
And then, I mean, you obviously used the bowler shot as well, but oh no, my bowler shot, one of the most important ults in the game, it ain't. Obviously, the ultimate's having a significant lead on the EMP is pretty nice. If Nazi can dodge the pop, that's ideal, but if not, we make do. He can!
Oh, yeah, there's the EMP coming on through, and he did dodge it, but unfortunately not able to get the rally off in time. he's on a sorry spray at the end there too. And yeah, Quick, again, like they walk away, it's just like a very polite exchange of us. Oh, use your ultimate, we'll lose the fight. Oh, use your ultimate, we'll lose the fight. Like, it's just a very, you know, back and forth situation. But
I mean, these trades back and forth are going to favor the attackers. Obviously, they need the distance more than anything else. Quick producing the burn time bank. How are they going to win this raid fight? That's the real question, because they don't have one of their own. And the turn is nice with the rally, but it's just not the same.
I mean, it's just going to be a nice kite away. They do it so early, and yes, they will kind of force now Quick to use non-response to get back through the choke. Basically win the fight, kind of, but Boy Scouter, Kevster, and Kai's fallen so low. Quick surge on through with the help of that speed ring. And yeah, I mean, you do kind of gain the distance of the raid fight, but you don't get the final bit.
Why do we bomb?
Just
seems
swap,
like
swap.
2 dead.
Swapping to
Sigma, I guess?
Zarya. Oh my god!
Okay,
oh
man.
my god!
I
so bad.
Why we want Zarya?
Someone called Jace.
Oh,
Let's
I remember a Jace rant on this map with Koreans on Zar.
We're back again.
We're actually playing tank rock,
like-
paper, scissors. This is actually crazy. Quick Esports probably just win this fight because they have the MP lead, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, you do have 2 bubbles to chew through now. How spooky!
It's got
You
the
end up with
bubbles
Heesung
already.
being no, shut. It's gonna work. Look, EMP. He blocks all 3. Everyone lives. High charge. Burn for everyone. Speedering out. Hack as well on to Heesung. There's one bubble. Burn down. Sure, that's the go sign from different code. They can't wait too long. Actually, they can wait all the time they want because Sky has just fallen.
Yeah, they don't even need an ultimate. They just sit there, they play neutral, they wait for Sky to trip over his shoelaces, and as if on cue, he does. Lovely virus. That's going to help Kevs to go down, along with a bit of mano-a-mano action from the Sombras. You do find a trade onto Zydra. That's going to be pretty nice, especially with the spawns being a smidge closer for the ultimates. But Quick Esports still the ones with the ult lead, so they're going to give some space, wait to their 5 again very likely, and then turn the tables on their aggressors.
I mean, Ultimates have nothing in the bank. EMP thrown out. That's all you really want to invest there. You will block Heesung as well. That's the fight we're all done. Actually, they invested
about
Orbital there as well. That's rough. Maybe some miscommunication or something. Maybe expecting ultimates that more, maybe like proper rallies in response, but you use your best 2 ults back to back.
Yeah, and the ults you have still remaining aren't great. Yes, your time bank is already better than what the ultimates can ever hope to match, but now you're walking into EMP Rally, and you've got like Bowler, Bomb.
Well,
there's the
there's
Bowler.
the
Oh,
Bowler.
Sky is just dead. Cool, fair enough.
Yeah, Heesang couldn't find the LOS to bubble that off, and that means that Quick just walk away. Again, another cheap win. They don't even matter. And they blow their ultimate bank with, 0 return on investment, because now they have 25 seconds to work with. Still the bomb available, a rally coming up as well. Ultimates, you have the orbital rate, but the way the match has been going, I wouldn't be surprised to see Zidra or Dip find the first pick on Twilight. I think that's the best option you have. But as an EMP online as well, Quick haven't really, because this match is so fast, they couldn't really find a way to equalize those kills. Natsuki's been blown up 98 to rally.
Oh dear.
I've been found.
That is true.
There were some trades that are messy. I think he bombs here, right? He kills Sky in his last moment in his mech as well. Bomb online, Kevster has the EP, has to touch Carter in the meantime, and now Zidra is able to keep himself alive and kicking. He's some solo HP. EP has to find something, anything. He throws the out connection onto the 2, but the rally is back to keep everyone healthy. Twilight, 98 to Ray. Where is he? He needs to be on the point now, but Ziggy said he's found in Zidra's sight. He gives the rally off in time, but in his dying breath, all he finds is the rest of his team waiting there back in the spawn room. I will find one, the last ceremonial effort, but Quick equalize the map score.
Nat, I think we have to have a conversation. I think that conversation might have to be Christopher Wash allegations.
The divorce is real.
The divorce
It's
might
so
be
real.
Why do you have Heesung going sorry? I was so bad.
I mean, okay, maybe genuinely they are so terrified of mirroring Dip that they are just playing the most whack-ass comps to force Dip to not be able to mirror, right? Like, he's not going to play Echo, he's not going to play Sombra, and he just, mirror Sombra, but like, it is terrified of Dip walking out onto the field and diffing Kevster, because if Kevster starts losing jewels to Dip, whole team's gone,
Yeah.
mental
for
crashing
real.
down. Kevster's perma-neutral expression will become one of sadness, and the world will know. The world will suffer.
Listen, I think what we are seeing, fully seriously, is that Quick Esports are able to be competitive with, some of the greats of the European, region. Kevster, Kai, these people have been running the region for donkeys is this point, right? They've been dominant for at least 4. So,
Something like
really
that.
impressive that they're able, we're seeing Quick, be able to show up and be able to, take the fight all the way to their opposition. Kevster still in conversation for, one of the absolute best in the world. And Kai, even though he might only have the 2 hobbies of, drinking and playing Overwatch, is still pretty good at both of those, or at least so I'm told.
Yeah.
1-1 here. A strong start for Quick Esports now as they tie themselves up in this map. And I gotta say, statistically, having half as many deaths as their opponents, they are very firmly in the lead here. Now they're proper warmed up, and even though it is gonna be first ban map choice for the ultimates, what do you actually do with it?
I mean, what? I think I was taking an escort, right? You deny away the Watchpoint Gibraltar, so the next step is Hollywood. I guess the most next dive-oriented map there. But, like, come on, Ultimates. You saw the VP match, right? You can't underestimate Quick. You can't run out with some goofy stuff. And, like, surely that's the reason, right? Like, are they just underestimating them? They're just going, like, oh, it must have been a fluke, and they're just running out with weird stuff, like try? Or is this genuinely their strategy? I don't know.
Well,
just inspired?
I know that the conversation heading into this split was probably going to be, oh, guys, the relegation team's going to go to relegation again. But considering how Quick Esports have already, taken more maps against the Ultimates than Gen.G have, for example, there's a very real conversation here that Gen.G get relegated.
Like, Machu has been grinning ear to ear because the start of the series he was like, I genuinely think that Quick could maybe make it to a LAN, right? There's more LAN spots open regularly in this season. And I was like, I think they can beat Peps, and then they can beat Frosttail. It's like, maybe Gen.G will struggle. But, like, ever since that first VP match, and as we continue this season, like, there is a genuine possibility they could be, like, a top competitor. They could beat out TU. They could beat out Gen.G, like you said. Not even avoiding relegation. It's not about survival. It's about thriving and maybe making it into one of those Esports World Cup LAN.
I mean, Esports World Cup, was this 3-4 spots for EMEA? It's a very
Something
real
like that.
possibility that Quick would be able to make it. And what a huge win for the org and for the region in general. Honestly, that would be.
Yeah.
You know, showing how. I know the path to pro has been memed quite a lot in the Overwatch scene for mostly valid reasons, but it will show that it is still very much real. You can still compete, and just generally be pretty cool, all things considered. Have to wait and see a long while whether that will actually reach fruition. As for now, we've got to zoom back in onto this, because next map is going to be Hollywood, picked by the Ultimates.
Yeah, still waiting on those bans to see how it will dictate. And I wonder, like, what do you ban if you're TU or Quick? I think TU should have first ban.
They're banning D.Va.
They're banning D.Va?
I haven't seen it, but they're going to ban D.Va.
Okay, no, you're going to... Yeah. I mean,
I'm
like...
still reading it.
True. I mean, Willis, like, Hero Pool seems to be between Ram, Hazard, and D.Va,
Ram has
right?
D.Va.
Like,
he wants to play Winston, you're in Hollywood. Like...
Yeah. No, I think that's probably a very fair shout. Quick, like, I mean, if you can ban Ana if you're Quick, right? That kind of does, I think.
Yeah, I would think
stall.
Ana ban's very, very valid. And I mean, either you're gonna play Juno or Kiri, either of which are gonna end up being more like shooty rather than just like standing career style like he's like I'm sure wants to play. So that's how I envision it playing out, right? Things can end up being a little bit different in practice, however.
Yeah, it all comes down to when we actually get onto the board there. And I wonder, like, I think Yoham overall does generally not, and he's not like bad on, he's very good in like all these kind of flex supports, but his Juno specifically has just been infallible a lot of the time. Like, generally, he's not been a super heavy playmaker in terms of like crazy flanks or whatever. He just plays the characters well with the wing condition in mind and just avoid making a lot of mistakes, while others might kind of be too greedy, be too aggressive. But as the OWCS main stream, is taking a little break, we'll join them in the action as well and head to a quick one there. Don't go anywhere as we head to Hollywood when you return with us in just a minute. Well,
it was a very short break.
I think, very true to our words. As we head right in, we saw the ad roll happening, like, oh, it's fine, we can chill. But no, back straight into the action. Ultimates, hovering, Hazard, Quick, hop. Do I see Life Leader ban on the left side of my screen? Is that a Tracer Life Leader ban? Are we joking? I
don't know.
This is the Ultimates. Guys, this is the super team.
I'm genuinely baffled as to why you would ban Tracer.
From Kevster?
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
They had first ban as well. Neither of these bans make any sense.
Yeah.
Like, Quick and not protect banning. They had second ban.
Yeah.
They ban Life Weaver.
Yeah.
They go, Christopher, stop trolling. We want to actually like compete here.
Like, I'm saying that if you're terribly scared of Weaver Zen for whatever reason, this ban means something. I can't even begin to comprehend what would possess you to ban Sombra. Oh, no, not Sombra, sorry, Tracer. It's okay, we've got Sombra Farah. Quick win the poke if they have all day long. Ultimates get to shoot Willis whenever they feel like it.
Yeah, and I mean, they're just doing that, like,
Keeps his game!
He gives his life to hack Willis. He just hates Willis. This vendetta is real. Like, Willis, I don't know, is it like, is he having extramarital affairs with like, what's going on? There's something behind the scenes here. There's divorce on one side, cheating on another. The whole TU is just some weird Divorce counseling.
Wait, I'm pulling up the Faceit stats. I gotta see. Keep talking while I
Yeah,
look at this.
I got it. I'm all here for it because, like, we finally see the ultimates on their double flex song. They have Sky Twilight. Right? We should have seen this so much more often. Sky on the Juno, no Ana ban, you know, if any sense there. And actually, you know what's even more spectral? Those bans were the wrong way around. It was Quick that banned Tracer and the ultimates that banned Lifeweaver. They had the bans the wrong way around. So
why? Why?
They banned Lifeweaver.
Quick never played Weaver.
What?
Okay.
Oh wait, protect ban.
Ah, yes.
Wait, for Arna, they're not playing.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No, that makes sense. Well, Ultimate's already whittled down like 2 minutes off the time bank here. Ult's coming online, overshot for Kai, lapping Zidra here, but Dip has a barrage. There's the orbital throw first from Johan. In a place on the map, maybe near the enemies, probably not. The entire team has done a very nice fight away, but not Twilight. He wanders back into the action looking for his meds. And Zidra's happy to show him a bowler shot to get him right back to spawn onto the safety.
By the way, statistically, Dip had half as many deaths as Kevster on that last map, 5v10.
Yeah,
the
right.
Sombra hasn't looked great to my go, I'll put it that way.
No, I mean, he's still kind of wandering and has EMP, but already been scouted out, and there's no, he's
dead!
so
What are you
early.
doing?
He got spy checked so early, Kevster, no. Oh my goodness.
Christopher coaching can make even the best players in the world look like bots. Dip does get a little bit antsy with his barrage, and the downpour. Oh my god, the peel is insane.
That's
the defense
like...
matrix into the break shield. Zydra's allowed to survive. It's safe. He just Ajax's EMP.
No way. Like, our probably got a brain to the full back from the time we saw that animation. He's gone over to Genji now. The best ultimate down the drain. He's shoving himself into a locker and still running away, getting a late stagger. 45 seconds left. Ultimates haven't got a single second on the point. Oh my goodness. They have no ultimate. Quick have orbital on last fight. Orbital bomb last fight.
This is a
How am I going on a
collapse
break?
Why didn't we start this? Many would say. I will also say that because what else were we gonna do?
And we're playing not on.
Yeah. I do feel like we have thrown this map incredibly hard for ultimates. We're just hoping that Kai double bolts somebody or that Kev's the Heat-Sun can one-shot somebody, whereas Quick can just like swing corner with Ray and just win. There's 12 seconds left, guys. You need to be forcing.
There's the engagement. Jump in onto Orbital Ray. Sky explodes. Who's next on the chopping block? It's Twilight, of course. Everyone else lining up under the spotlight. They see that Quick, our new rising star, they were in on some other hype. Zidra will through. Actually, a couple of trades to come through. The Willis to have a bomb. Kevster's killed. Kevster's killed too. Johan trades on Kai. Kevster has run away from the point in a panic. He's the last one. He found his two, but unfortunately, Isung not fun to win the point in time. At a full hold, 0 ticks gained for the ultimates.
You know, it does befit me to point out that Kevster does nothing on Sombra, including Ajaxing an EMP. He memps like he's assassin. Goes Genji, almost clutches the fight when they're significant ult advances. Anyway, I'm sure he's going to be starting Sombra here because God doesn't want me happy. I'll take another look at the stats. You'll notice that Johan is yet to die. Kevster's died 4 times. Dip's died twice, so we're continuing this trait of Kevster dying twice as many times as Dip. It does mean that Dip is twice as good a player, statistically, of course. Our producer wants us to inform you, the viewer, that he's going to fall victim to male pattern baldness from the stress that this series is causing him, and that is fair and real. I think for myself and Nat, we're just gonna mold our way into an early grave. My blood pressure is so high right now.
I'm questioning reality. I'm booking like some kind of medical appointment after this, something, because what is going on? Like, okay, Quick need 1 tick to get into match point versus the ultimates. Okay, right, like, sure.
Wait, what the hell are we playing? Are we Sombra, Anna, Brig, Orisa?
Okay, right, sure. So we have the Winston backline with the Winston guy on Orisa. Dip is starting off on the Widow. She'll just like an early shot.
Yeah, I imagine he won't stay for too long. And yeah, just a body shot, spots out the Arisa to see if they want to make any adaptations. I'd imagine not. Maybe a Soldier if you so wanted, but instead the Sombra. Again, those are 1v1s with the Freya. I'm told are very beneficial. Kev's just forced out already. If there's any extra help on that dive there, Kev's just dead.
Yeah, the rest are hacked up. I mean, can we get a walk through, but there's a spin out. Willis trying to find some way in. Spear out was, well, Quick need to get one setup going, or one kind of ult fight, and you have this one done and dusted. There's a lot of cat at the moment, but still, aggressive space being taken by Willis. He has to fall back though, low on armor, but everyone's on resource. Kev has been first picked again by Zidra. All the advantageous dueling in the world still can't get this man to not die first. Somehow his entire team being rolled back, and the dominoes are falling already, cutting down. There goes Hiso. The rest all just lining up for an early retreat.
What a gap!
And it's a 2-1. It's a 2-1 for Quick. Yeah.
That map was that was 5 minutes of play.
Right. No, makes sense to me actually.
No, actually,
Really
as the Quick in coach stream, we expected this to happen the entire time. We're not surprised at all.
No.
Quick are just the best team in the world. These ultimate nerds, I mean, they're terrible at the game. We're seeing it here firsthand.
The poor guys, I can't believe that the poor up-and-coming grassroots team, the Ultimates, is really struggling. Like, Jace made that joke against VP, where like genuinely people tuning into Esports for the first time might be convinced. Like, what is going on? Like, I had my doubts about Twilight Sky. I had been like, I didn't put a single the TU players into my roster purely because like this whole team is so volatile and we're seeing it blow up at full force at the moment. And that is the dive team of EMEA with the Korean tank import, Kevster ex-Korean tank, Toxic Yaoi, finally in full force and no win and 2-1 down to Quick Esports.
Okay, we have seen Quick go up 2-1 before and it go against them, right? So let's not count our chickens before they hatch. However, that map wasn't just one-sided. That was like a spanking of galactic proportion, right? The Ultimates just didn't have a chance to play the game. They had no fight wins, barely any eliminations. They're like tournament-winning players, you know, formerly best in world at one time or another, are getting gapped by, you know, European Omega lols. I say with all love in my heart, like
0.6 to a 10 KD. You are joking me.
They got 5 kills. The Ultimates got 5 kills. They're at 1 kill per minute as a team.
That is, wow. Okay, this is just wild. Genuinely just wild.
I'm a little bit at a loss for words. You might be able to tell. This is one of the games of all time. Some choices being made, not all of them fantastic. You know, I'm sure if you were Christopher, you wanted to look back at your ban phase, for example, you could have banned out not Lifeweaver. Thoughts, I guess.
I'm so confused.
If you're going to protect ban, then you maybe want to also ban something that your opponents are going to use whilst you're there.
Yeah,
so, for example, if you're going to ban the Weaver so your opponents don't ban the Ana, then you can instead ban the Juno that your opponents are also playing, which forces them onto Kiri Lucio, which they haven't been forced to play. You don't know how it's going to go, but it's a change. But instead, we banned the hero who we played, and they haven't, and then we lose because we play the same comp as them.
They didn't even play Ana for like the majority of their attack. They won like Juno Kiriko.
Yeah.
Which sure, like we have seen it come into the prevalence, but like it's not hard set. Like you have Twilight, one of the best Ana players, you know, like historically. Let him play that character. Please. I don't know. I don't get it. Like, maybe it's more excusable to see Kevster on the Sombra, considering how, you know, like Tracer was banned by Quick. There's still Genji, there's still Pharah, there's still like not Sombras, but okay. We might need an actual break now, considering that last match, to get our heartbeats like out of the danger zone. So we'll be back in about 3 minutes or so, assuming we don't get baited again by the OWCS stream. But until then, get a drink, get some snacks, and we'll return for what could be the final map for Quick versus TU. Match point Suravasa. Sunny skies so far for Quick Esports versus the Ultimate. So far, it has been a unique dichotomy of a smooth ride and a bumpy one, because we've had Lifeweaver bans, we've had Lifeweaver picks, we've had Sombra shenanigans across the board, but they are 3 flashpoints away from taking out TU, a team that finished top 3 in playoffs last season.
Yeah, they had a bit of a step up.
Genuinely just a crazy punch up, like, to actually win this map as well, but you still have to win the map, still have to take flashpoints against now the Ultimates on a comp that, by all theory, by all possible reasonable thoughts, this should be their comp. Outside of the Sky Lucio.
We'll see exactly what the bans are, but I would assume it's like Break Freya. Cleanse for Johan means he's going to be able to escape temporarily, not permanently, but we have traded.
Yeah, but now you lose your Kiriko, you now have a ticking clock running down your HP bars, and Natsuki having to try Lucio parkour his way over to get any kind of save onto his front line. Unfortunately, not able to find that. So TU back in control for one time. Maybe a trade comes through here with help Baby Diva, but no. Twilight able to skirt away and take those 2 lives with them.
Yeah. So, pretty simple there. Pretty clean for the Ultimates. They're back on a Korean style, so this is going to be a pretty tricky one, I would imagine, for the side of Quick Esports. But they have also shown that they're plenty strong in these heroes as well. Johan's ability to miracle pick off the kunai is absolutely nuts, and even though he's competing with one of the best to ever do it, I have faith in him to find value.
Yeah, this Diva pick is onto the Winston. Like, Winston will scale really strongly as well with this composition, with that healing bubble perk. Like, we saw it be super strong from, once again, the majority of the Hungsha Major, so that's definitely what I think you have to be concerned about. And we have Skyto on the sidelines, but Willis has been a shining star. I would imagine to keep seeing him played here, but it does mean you're not looking to mirror the Winston here. TC Force Cleanse as well. Rush out from Twilight. Yoham throws it out, but unfortunately his life is forfeit, and Heesung finds his 2 picks. He does get traded away though. Losing tank is pretty substantial, but you also are down 2 crucial members. All your healing, all damage is dead, but Willis has found Twilight, has one invested. Overtime trigger piece all alone. Kevster though, stick onto Willis. Did Pulse Bomb can't find the same connection. That's the first point. 99-0, turning into 100, turning into first flashpoint for TU.
Yeah, TU appears to have finally found their sea legs here, and deciding the dive mirror probably is no bueno for them. So over to the Malga for Quick Esports. This is more what they like to cut their teeth on. I find Willis' Malga probably more of his impressive heroes. As well as it just gives you way easier cycles to play. So I don't mind this whatsoever, especially as we move away from market, right, where there are much less high ground supply around. I think this is a strong choice, but we still also need to see the DPS maybe getting a little bit more involved. Kai and Kevs right now in control of the conversation.
Yeah, and typically when we have seen Quick playing, it's been Snowdrop coming in on this Sojourn, but I believe the Freya was banned. That is going to be in place instead. Be out from both sides here, but overclock from Kai will be different to make a boot onto Zidra as well. And Quick are currently falling by the wayside yet. Although I say that there was 3 investments, 3 ult investments: the Primal, the Beat, and the Overclock, only for Quick to beat in response.
Yeah, you'll take that if your ults spawn super far away. So now you're in an okay spot, right? You've got OC. You'll have an ult lead probably when you get up to your own, but that's a long time away. So it's going to be kind of hard to feel the delayed gratification in the stands, I fear.
Zidra doesn't even have the 150 perk to find the kills, but doesn't need it. He's still solo there from the peppering of Willis, and he'll find 2. Ew! What a fadeaway there onto Twilight. Zidra, again, we heard BP talking about how they didn't even know the names of the roster. They burned into the right side of the screen for the ultimate kill feed, and Isung's gonna move off of the Winston onto the Orisa now instead. And
yeah, considering the tanks count as well. Seems like the Ultimates find the Amalgamate too much to deal with, so Dip scaled at the pulse, but that's for sure, but spotted out, decides that inting into 3 people probably a smidge too risky. The Tracer duel we've been waiting for. Kevster, ooh!
Please stick him, stick him. Oh, well, that's neither him nor the Orisa, and Kai finds the nail shot through the hay, and Kevster's also throws the pulse one out. That's a bit of a rough trade there. Kitsune Rush pulses me delayed, but Ultimates will walk away with a much larger amount of kills on the side, and Quick do have a little bit of a point lead, but it's been quite a slow case built up for Willis here. 75%. Need to win this fight pretty cleanly. They don't have any early ultimates to do so. Need to win that and then the following up fight to turn this one into their flashpoint. But Isung already going on that Terror Surge, almost lapping Willis, even though he had the later swap. And Kai Kevster have the high ground, have the early setup to work with.
Cage, you've got to play for. Oh no! He's banished! Thanos snaps straight into the void. Willis gets his day absolutely ruined, and the Ultimates are going to get their second flashpoint off the back of it. Johan gets a solitary X, but I don't imagine there's much more where that came from, and Twilight is going to be able to put his opposite number to bed. Trick Esports, I mean, unfortunately, somewhat listless on Survasa after the dominance that was amid Hollywood, rather. And as we head towards what could be the last point of Survasa, then unfortunately, the traffic, as we are aware, is entirely one way.
Yeah, Sky yet to die on this Lucio pick, even for quite an underexperienced Lucio. In fact, Kai again finds the opening pick. There's no beat available from Natsuki in the face of that Terror Surge or the cage. It's basically cosmetic. They are in fact locking in that they're locking themselves in rather than the ultimates out, and not a force on the beat with Natsuki, just too scared of the Ajax there to make come through. Still though, stop coming out and now onto the Diva. Only one ult for, I guess, one trade. Actually isn't too good considering all things, but the Diva swap, in theory, should be a more favorable matchup.
You got beat OC, almost a Kitsu. Quick Esports aren't in a bad spot ult-wise, but the same could be said of their opposition. Dueling OCs, but Kai is going to have the better by the looks of things. Will be forced off the Anglo, eventually not able to find too much.
Better beat from the Ultimates, and now the OC, they're uncontested, and he finds Sky playing far too close to the sun, but also inks into the sidelights there for Swipe to find the kill. Still a messy fight coming through. Kevster has to force on to possibly equalize it here. Sight set on one of these supports and a force out of cooldown. Still contesting the point, but that will only be for a moment longer. Heesung finds a trade though, but it's a 2v1 on the point. No way he gets any more, but almost barely there. Now Sky steps up to the plate, gets his trade, and there's still Kai alive on the point, but surely Willis takes that. You know where you're winning that one.
Yeah, I'm really impressed Guy was able to just wipe out Natsuki like that. That probably should have even, you know, had them losing the Lucio, but when all is said and done, Quick Esports are able to make sure they don't go down, you know, empty-handed on Ruins either. But a lot of work still before they actually end up taking a flashpoint. In terms of also get it done though, starting with this Kusine Rush, not a bad option.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the post bomb and another Terror coming out for the Ultimates here. Again, it's all going to be about the Kevster show. Can he get the connection with the Orisa Surge as well? Pretty nasty combo, trying to run through him, but it's actually Kai again. It's always Kevster that's in the spotlight, always Kai that's the rider. Right now, he is the one making the connection, making the magic happen. Willis has found him though. That Reign of Terror put to an end. The points to hold a quick, nice dodge on the spear as well, but it's now meaning that Johan's life is at risk. On the Genji now, making something more border composition. Terror Surge out to keep himself alive, but Heesung green there, we cut short. Bomb invested as well. Still pretty messy, but Quick's trades should favor them. But I think the Ultimates, they can get a retouch here, and they should be back quicker. Let's move on to the Tracer.
Like, they can get once the overtime has started, but the tank is still so far away, so they're having to force burn all these resources in a really negative manner, just so they can stand on the point. So Quick Esports, a huge advantage, they're able to convert with a pick onto Sky.
Yeah, Sky dead, Kevster with the pulse bomb, Hash trying to look for something here, but Zidra in the meantime, with just his bare hand, the pulse pistols to his name is found to, but they forced a beat in a 3v5. That's a bit, I guess, paranoid from Natsuki. You know the quality of these players, but it's still pretty rough. Heesung back on the Tracer, and like, yeah, you did walk away with the first flashpoint, you deny the score from the equalize, but that beat could really bite you, I think, in the behind, and these couple more flashpoints. You still got 2 more to win to get yourself over the line and over that match point.
Maybe, but no time for looking in the rearview mirror right now. Quick Esports have to be looking towards the future instead. And not the start they're looking for as Zydrus gets obliterated. Maybe the Blade has something more to say. Zip gets his one and gets out, but in the meanwhile, his team has been dismantled.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that would have been a clean shot. That would have been kind of crazy. But, I mean, also, you invest the Blade off the point. The point hasn't even unlocked yet. Zidra's gone over to Cassidy. I mean, this is a pick he's more kind of in his wheelhouse. Dip now back over onto the Tracer. So this is more of a kind of, I guess, comfort pick from the side of Quick Esports. But the Ultimates, their bank matching up to their name right now. The Overclock Kai's been absolutely on fire this past match. Heesung also facing the Fury right now, beat out on response. And Quick, that's a really big win, but Kevster on the hunt down dip there. He has to play with everything he can to keep himself alive, and now it's Quick's turn to get engagement going. Still this side fight. Bated breath. There's the Overclock out from Kai. On top of him, though, is Willis, forced back by Heesung, and that means that Kai can still pump out damage. Sunny was not to find anything. And Twilight found 2 headshot kills in the meantime, and again, the Ultimate Bank was absolutely running through Quick Esports there. They couldn't do anything, even with their own Kitsune Russian bomb. And now, final fight here for Ultimates to tie up the series 2-2.
That it is. Quick Esports very rapidly running out of time. The Cassidy, not a bad option compared to the Soj, especially if Zydra backs himself to hit shots, which indeed we know he can. Kev holds, that's going to be the opening gambit of the Ultimates more often than not, but a Primal is a very strong continuation. But kind of just needs Zydra to hit a Deadeye.
Yeah, Natsuki goes down though, so close to the beat, or rather, so far from the beat as well. You need the option available, and right now the only thing you have is, I guess, hope alone. It's alone Willis on the point, and with a dominant statement, a dominant comeback, a 3-0, oh sorry, a 3-1 to mimic back the success that Quick were able to find on Hollywood. 2-2 in Quick Esports. You got to be measure your seat there. You know how close you are to the victory. You know how close you are against VP, and now you're in the same position again, 2-2 against one of the best teams in EMEA. Such a strong showing so far, but you need to close it out to really situate yourself at the top of where, Quick are just frothing at the mouth to be.
I mean, you can't be feeling ideal about the fact that the last time you were in a 2-1 lead, you ended up choking it, right? So, in terms of the mental, you best hope it's still staying okay. However, you do also have the fact that it's your map choice. You have Burst Bat as well if you want to go towards it, and you have a significant lead if you end up playing like Freya Juno stuff. You know that your team is probably better. So now they got rid of the Freya ban. Now there's no break ban anymore to stop you from playing Juno. Then I think we probably still have a scenario where Quick Esports, I'd argue, are probably favored. Just depends on exactly what they can do on the last map side, which I believe is difficult control again.
I think, isn't it opened up to anything?
I can't remember.
Possibly, but yeah, this is where it all ends and dies. Quick have to bring their best and brightest to the table now. And yeah, Zidra had some pretty impressive shots on the Sojourn, but just overall, that was just like a flash of brilliance compared to the light show of that same effect that Kai was putting on. But now you're back to the Freya mirror, guaranteed. And you also have that first ban. I mean, what do you want to ban? It depends where you want to go, right? Like, maybe you're scared of the Ana pick from Twilight, even though Christopher, maybe giving you some doubts to that, considering how unwilling he seems to play. Maybe you ban the Ana, force yourself onto his Kiri Juno stuff. Maybe you ban the Kiriko because of how the Juno, how the Lucio Kiri matchup went. Maybe you ban the Winston. There's a lot open for Quick here, a lot of possibilities, but they have to find that right one, that Doctor Strange gif of the one path to success. Yeah, dominant statistically, looking at TU, almost 5 times the KD or something like that. Numbers not my forte. That's close to 5.
It's almost 5 times, yeah. I mean, 5 times would be 6, so you're almost there.
Almost there.
Not ideal. 49 deaths is quite a few. So hopefully not something we see replicated on that map number 5. Generally, I think that we are going to see. I mean, we have seen obviously Quick. They were a lot more dominant on these like linear maps on your hybrid and escort styles, whereas the maps that we've been seeing taken are the more balanced ones, the more angly map types. I want to say, right, for the ultimates, where you can just allow your DPS to just wide flank and hit shots. When it comes down more to these tank trays, they come down more to the back, like down more to the macro. I think that's generally where Quick are looking a little bit more well drilled.
Yeah, which is like honestly like a bit of a wild statement, right? That like to you have in theory more of the experience. They think they would have the same potential, but yeah, we need to see. I think it was mostly Zidra that struggled on that Sojourn. Yeah, Dip was also finding himself marked out so much there and not able to get anything done. But Zidra really has been on the cutting edge, I think, of this Freya performance. Like, generally looked like one of the better Freyas in EMEA. I think overall, Quick have not been scared to bleed to put themselves on the cutting edge of the new frontier of stuff. We saw them play Torb cast stuff in their, we'll get into the relegation match. And when going into Runa Sapi, where I believe, was that also their final map pick against VP that ended up in the unfortunate 3-2? I'm telling you it was. And I believe there we saw, you know, Freya, Tracer, I think it was a rest, but I think there was a Diva ban or some sort in effect. So we'll end up seeing, but it's eerily close to deja vu. I am on the edge of my seat here. It's you know, quicker doing it for the content, which we appreciate, but now it's, you know, it's time to lock it down. It's time to get it in the bag.
In terms of your choices, or in terms of how the map is going to play, rather, I think it's pretty decent. It's as close to a linear map as you can get, whilst not actually playing the type, right? If you went towards more of like a New Queen Street and Esperance, it ends up being a lot more options for the DPS. But I think Renasapi is the closest you can come to like a escort map type without actually playing it. So I think this is a strong choice. The Ana ban is a bit of a questionable one for Quick. The Diva ban is a lot more readable from TU, so Willis is going to have to do it on Malga Has. I would expect to be his defaults.
Okay.
So I probably expect to see like a Has mirror, honestly, starting things out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah, you do kind of, we did actually see this, I believe, on Numbani, in where, I think it was against Frosttails, where we kind of saw that Quick were able to navigate with a perfect storm to get a Hazard mirror. Willis' Hazard, super strong. Like, I bring him every time because it's sort of crazy. In fact, like, I had like an 80% win rate in like Champ 5 for like majority of the season when Hazard came out. Obviously, it's been toned down a little bit there, here in bits, but still super strong. I think a Hazard mirror should heavily favor Quick. But TU do have the option of still playing that Winston. Yeah, I think Hazard is better in the head-to-head versus that Winston. But still, Anaban, I think, is smart, also mitigates, you know, the main threat away from your Hazard and then enable it for Winston.
Absolutely fair enough. By the way, the Quick Esports co-stream is brought to you by Game of Had, Network, Specialisten, and Hummel. So thanks so much for our wonderful sponsors for making all this possible and giving Quick Esports a chance to close out this game. Will it be another incredibly close loss, a so close and yet so far moment? Or will Quick Esports be able to take their first win in OWCS and complete the upset against some of the greatest players our game has ever seen? Kai, Kevster, Twilight. If you told me that it was going to be Willies playing against them and almost beating them, you know, a year ago, 6 months ago even, I'd laugh you out of the room. Here, just 10 minutes away from becoming reality.
These players have been on the up now for quite some time. They've actually rocketed into success, and now here we are seeing it all come into fruition. This is their chance to really notch themselves up there with legends of this game. The main difference here, actually we're seeing not the Hazard there, it's the Ramattra and the Juno Briggs versus that Hazard, Lucio, Kirikos, all about the angle control, all about those hits with the ultimates, but Kai getting the better of Zidra there. The ultimates were scared of the Freya pick, but it seems that to start things off, Kai is locked back in on this character. He might still, you know, be a bit of an old head in the scene, but still able to pick up these new characters' success, and a second pick on that suit he did. I really think that this rig pick into Hazard is just so rough on this map. Like, generally, you might see some kind of swap here, but I don't think Natsuki has an Arna in him. We're actually going to see Willis go over
on also banned as well.
Hazards. True, of course, yeah. So maybe we see a Lucio Kiri mirror, but they're going to stick on the Juno Break for the moment.
I mean, you got the Sombra now as well for Dip. Again, that's for pressure onto Kai, it's for pressure onto Hisa more than anything else. That does mean Kev is going to be incredibly free. So a lot more pressure onto Natsuki now to keep the backline safe, as well as having that, you know, rough matchup 1v1 with the Hazard.
Yeah, and Havoc is being reached by Kevster in this backline again. Recall has been forced and this corner fight has begun. It's so arduous, so difficult to break, looking at all the fortitudes that the ultimates can work with. There's the hack onto Heesang, trying to force him out. Everyone's health bar ultimates chunking down low, but Zidra is the one that's going to go low. No, it's Kai found out there by Dip. That's a crucial pick. A quick win over there to get them across the line. Just watching
so
Zidra
sneaky,
scale.
bro.
Just look what he's doing! What?
He's in orbit!
What is he doing? He is actually just... Oh, never mind. And Kev's brought him back down to Earth. Natsuki with the pulse bomb. Sorry, with the pulse bomb exploding onto him. But Dip has found Twilight. And Heesang's fallen. Even though in their darkest time, Dip is the light that shines on through for them. Sky though finding Zidra. Zidra's still not really running up into this game of leading to him. Sky has found 2 kills. It's now a 1v or 2v1 on the point, I believe, for Willis. He's gonna have to give this one up, but right now he's just getting staggered out at the moment. Will that translate into a kill? No, I think he'll be able to get away with life and
it'd be risky for Kev to push. Honestly, not much progress here. We'll be able to be, garnered for the ultimates. Quick will be able to be on the corner in time to stop them from at least reaching the checkpoint. So Quick still pretty happy with this. They can take the Ray fight on the corner and still be relatively comfortable, which is why we see the ultimates not hard committing to this corner. They're going super deep, actually.
Oh, Zidra's fallen to Kai again, man. This is absolutely horrendous so far. This is supposed to be Zidra's hero and supposed to be what the Ultimates were so afraid of banning up last season. But right now, the withdrawals have hit, and we need the rest of Quick to light up the kill feed at the moment. Still, ults coming out, Orbital Ray and Hasdog and Rally invested with only letting them buy time that will get them a kill onto Sky, but only traded out EMP as well in a losing fight. Dip does find one onto Heesang. He has to find more here. He finds 1, 2. Has to be a third, and he will! Looking for Kevster now as well. Recall force, the 1v1 to decide it. It has to leave his life revealed on the spot.
14
trying
HP.
to find some kind of health back, and Kevster sniffing for blood in the water. Look at this man, a machine hunting him down.
Able to escape. I mean, it's great work, honestly, from the Sombra now. Like, he still finds the 3 kills, makes it so the Ultimate's still not able to reach those forward spawns. It does now suck, because you have no ults, and also just dies.
No. This is where it all seems to be falling apart quick. They have to find something. The downpour as well, I think, catches onto Willis in that corner. He's like pouncing on him, showing absolutely no mercy. Even though the Ultimates start off struggle so much, their cohesion is coming together. The ult cycles are pounding on through. And Quick, again, they're just struggling. That's the first point cap. Winasabi is, I think, the most back and forth of this map. I think the map will be actually the most meterish come out of all the push ones, but still, that first early cap is just such an advantage for the Ultimates, and now Quick have to push through back, 50 meters plus the checkpoint, plus growing meterage as Ultimates are still on the car.
Not the end of the world yet for Quick Esports, but they are most definitely beginning to sweat. Willie's forced to pop that Jagged Wall just to keep his armor alive. He's taking a lot of spam so far. Zydra really struggled to connect these long-range bolts. The bowler is not good for anything.
There was a connection there, but I think Kaido was skirt away from the majority of the damage. Still, this coastline now being taken away from the side of the Ultimates. A lot of space ball up there, but still, an expenditure for that is not too great. You're still back on this arduous, this goddamn long corner fight yet again. It just favors the Ultimates here with their greater angle control, with their greater spam, with the Kiriko versus this Juno. But Quick do have double supports coming online soon enough.
Yeah, notice how we're seeing the Ultimates really fight for this kind of side space. Great stick there from Kevster onto Natsuki. Quick need to trade right now, otherwise they will just end up being bled out in this fight, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Yoham falls to the bowler. Heesang in Twilight will post their frags as well. Again, because the cart gets pushed so far for free, the amount of actual distance that the Ultimates will be able to get is very minimal, but they will be maintaining their lead for another while at the very least. Quick Esports probably be able to fight them at about the next corner. Just gonna wait for Dip to come back. Obviously, that Trace is more mobile than most, and they will have some fantastic ults, double support, downpour pulse for this upcoming battle. But still, momentum really not on their side.
And it's giving time for the Ultimates to build their own orbital out in response from the continuous pulse bumpers. They're absolutely wide, but still, Heesang will fall. Power sense there for both him and his life. Ultimates, again, they're like, you're not too unhappy. You're fine to lose these fights, deep into the enemy territory, because again, it just comes down to this middle fight. Quick still have to push this fight. They still have to get past the butt scratch mode, and they only have the downpour right to do it. Beat up from Sky 2, still, and the downpour as well. Ultimate still firmly in control. There's a connection though. It's onto Sky. They have to find the kill, and they will. Okay, that's beat offline, but Johan falls. Beat connection there, not needed and not available, and Zidra has found Sky, but gives his life for Kevster. Running rampant just for a moment, Dip will end that reign. And that's finally, in theory, once they kill Twilight. So at last, meterage on the board, but still one hell of a climb.
Yeah, a lot of work to come through, but making it around this next corner is going to make this comeback ahead of a lot more of a possibility. This fight probably going to be the trickiest, where you're most behind on ults. It's where you most need a mistake from the ultimates or a magic pick from one of your DPS. Again, Zydra has been quiet so far, but tries to set up a double bolt. He's getting really risky with it. The beat will be connected.
Yeah, being connected, but Sky is also low. Cleanse that onto him as well. Rally now for Natsuki. Now catch onto Sky at last. The weak link ultimate has been found, but they trade onto Johan. The main source is staying down, and Kai comes alive on this pick. Old man still got it on the new characters, and Kevsto as well, cleaning up. Natsuki has on a few trades, and Bot Scratch has been activated. He's I think, taken out. Never mind, he is back. He was alive. I'm not sure where the hell Heesung was, but Noah Willis is back in the spawn.
I mean, you get the forward spawns. That's the most important thing. Everybody will be able to come back, I believe, before forward spawns. Actually, Willies gets split spawn.
Nice.
So they just
nice
leave. They just leave point. Fair enough. Okay, so all the quick esports get the good spawn. They'll be able to fight on the corner pretty easily. They don't have great ults for it, so this is going to be pretty hard. Most of the game plan here is about how to kite this kit securely.
Yeah, but again, like, you aren't really gonna kite it because, like, a quick have to walk at the ultimates, right? Like, you're not gonna ultimates get greedy and try and push on more meters, and that's quick really overextend. So I think we just have to wait and maybe build an ultimate or two. Explosive is gonna be Willis with that downfall, but he's already so low. Yes, it continues. Never mind. Maybe the kite's possible. No, Willis has gone too deep. He's gone too aggressive. Speed ring couldn't get him out, and now Quick will try and get a desperate trade on point. Maybe try and force another ult or two. Time is dwindling now down to almost the last minute, and still a 40-meter lead for the ultimates, and they're back to maybe them gaining even more.
I mean, 40 meters is probably still 3 fights, right? So still within the realms of possibility, but that the odds are dropping pretty fast. I think it's pretty fair to say that. Kev scale with a pulse from this might just be a free kill, as he's been fantastic with him so far, but this time can't seem to land it up.
It has to hunt him down now with the recall march. He tries to pulse Kevster. Okay, I know we need some confidence, but now his own recall's down. There's the downfall out from Willis. Connection onto Heesung, where he's just blocking living for so long. The care is so good. He's teetering on the edge of life. But Johan with the double torpedo kill of all things. Big connection there, stepping up, denying what I said about not being a playmaker, and so is Zydra come alive. Big plays there from members of Big Esports that it's not getting a bit quiet this series. That maybe gives them the ult cycle they need. They have double support ults. They have the bowler. The ultimates are coming up only really on that pulse bomb and that beat. So maybe they can swing it. Like the parts are aligning, but the puzzle is still being put together. And Zydra's going super aggressively. Bowler shot missing onto Kai.
Hit those, man.
Shots. Kai is so low, but it's Natsuki that falls first. This is like a follow-up. Overtime triggered. Orbital array online as well, but no rally available. Willis has found one. Johan with another. This is what you need. Heesung has to reset. Still though, invest the orbital. That's rough, but it's still winnable. And
Not the end of the world. Remember, you get overtime spawns as well. Notice how Sky and Twilight are only respawning just now. Heesung even later due to that late cap, or late death rather. So in terms of fights, it's kind of like 1.5 at the very most, right? One with late fights. So the ultimates, they can lose this very much so, especially if Dip or Zydra hits them, especially if Natsuki's rally is good. Yeah, Dip, a heart's from his mouth, and his heart is in his pulse right now. He needs to find something, anything beat out from Sky. The ultimate, they're trying to surge forward. Natsuki's best sustain. Pulsum goes wide. Never mind, it came from the Twilight. The best pick possible from a floor Pulsum, and Dip now running for his life. Zydra's found Kai. This is it. It's now or never, and Zydra's oh my god, Zydra!
Quick Esports on the precipice of beating out the ultimate, the new wave surging over the old, and Willis is the one pushing his cart towards the edge.
Kev's is dead, no one can touch!
There's no more touch, and Quick have taken the win 3-2 versus the ultimate.
What a scalp to take! I mean, we said it so many times, but what a bloody win. Quick Esports, the relegation team coming up from FaZe Hit Master Division, ended up defeating I mean, I'm actually at a loss of words. Who thought that would happen, right? I mean, Kai, Kev, Twilight? You beat them? Something. Are you sure? Because I'm bloody not.
This is the team, the core that have won back to back, you know, or however many at this point, OWCS, EMEA finals. storied, treasured history players in the Hall of Fame, and who are the rapscallions that have busted their way in, graffitied themselves all over? It's Dip, it's Zidra, it's Natsuki, it's Yoham, and of course, it's Willis coming in, dominating on the Freya character. That was a difference maker at the end. The ban showed the impact. When they were able to play the social, when they were able to force that style of play, the Ultimate took that in a clean sweep. But when that's online, when Zid's able to play that hero, when Willis is on the Hazard and the Juno Brig, I had my doubts. I was like, please just go Lucio, please. But still, the Radiant from Natsuki, the post bump catching Twilight on the floor
pulse, man.
Was insane. And what a way to take it. A 3-2 from Quick Esports over TU. And what a disruptor have they been, completely shifting the power rankings from what, a bottom 3 team to now what, top 3? Top 4? Where on earth do they land?
I mean, it's a very top 4. I think is hard to argue against right now. You know, if you want to play the Overwatch maths, right? Because the Ultimate beats Genji. That's just happened. So Quick are better than Ultimates, better than Genji. Then we're looking at the teams who are dicking around at the bottom of the table, right? Your Frosttails are still 0-2. So we're kind of looking at, are you going to beat Peps as your kind of way into the top 4? That seems very doable, considering Peps, you know, when they did play...
Didn't look great.
They haven't looked great yet at all, so... I don't know. This Quick team really might be something special.
Yeah, what an absolute treat it is to get to caster, and with a wonderful color cast as well, Mr. Spection. I'm so happy you're able to join me and we could lose our mindsets together, because like I had my hopes, right? I had my belief, but now it's truly set in stone. All the dip Zidra fantasy stocks are on a meteoric rise as well for the Fantasy League, and looking to continue. I think the next matchup is either Frosttails or Alcad. I'm not 100% certain on which is which. I'll pull up the schedule real quick because that would be professional.
It would be, wouldn't it? The next Quick game.
Yes.
A Quick versus Frosttails Esports.
Okay.
May 25th.
Yeah, no, it is, because I have Zip Sidra on my fantasy team schedule.
That one might be free low. We'll see though, because it feels like nothing is for certain in EMEA right now.
I mean, like Frosttails, I think took a few maps off Quick in the relegation, but this is a whole new ballpark now.
Also, that was when they were playing with Crocs, who isn't there anymore. Now they got Majin, who, I mean, no flames to him. I don't think is Crocs. So
no. Crocs was always kind of, you know, able to be a disruptive factor. Majin, you know, a strong player in his own right, but you do need that factor, I think, coming in. And the I'm also looking at the statistics. Jay has bet, I think, 59,000 on Quick and come away with absolute massive win.
Can be an MVP decision.
There. MVP decision.
I don't know. It feels like the whole team did good. You know,
I feel like
maybe like Zidra had the most like clutch moments, definitely.
Yeah, I think like it's always hard to say not Dip because he's just such a flashy, feast and famine player. But when Zidra was off the Freya, they just looked a lot worse. And I think that was such a valuable aspect of them. They just have such a dominant Freya player when he came alive at the end. But also Willis, such a young player going against like Heesong and coming out on top. Maybe the best player of the match is Christopher. Maybe
can we give Christopher the player of the match?
for playing and banning Lifeweaver. Maybe that's the play. I don't know if we can do that or not, but
well, we're gonna try our best. I think that's what's really important. Wow, what a game! I don't think we have much else to offer though, do we? So,
no.
I think for the next time we shall head out. Remember, sure you tune in on the 25th when we will have another quick esports game. Maybe myself, probably Nat. But until then, we shall bid you all adieu.